Hey everybody, and we're back. Donnie from Passover Listings here, the number one place to find every single Pesach program with reviews, pricing, and information to make your decision much easier on where you want to go for Pesach. I probably say this all the time. Do your own research. It's a lot of research. If you have questions, always reach out. We're gonna have this very special guest coming on. Another fellow Los Angeleser, LAer, and we're going to go along the way on programs for many, many years. And if you guys are looking for advice on how to find a program, advice on what programs to go to, we got Ellie
Hello. Hi,
Piperno.
guys.
How are you?
Hi, good. Thank God. How are you?
Very good.
Thanks for
Very good.
having
I
me.
said I would say long time no speak, but I see you every week in.
I know, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
How are you?
It's good to see you.
So
Good, thank God. All's good.
good. All right. So Ellie, why don't we
Yeah.
start with like the basic facts of just kind of telling people, like, first off, how long have you been going away on Pesach programs, right? What are we talking? How many years have you been going away for?
I went out probably for like close to a decade
10 years.
in programs. I've started when I was young.
Okay.
I wanted to see how it is because I didn't like, having it at home.
Right.
Because, all the families going away. There's the shuls don't have minyanim,
Right.
and the food's not good.
Right.
So I started working as a mashgiach,
Okay.
like that. I'd be able to get in, for either free or even make a little bit money.
Yep. Yep.
And that's
When you say you started, so 10 years ago, give us like the route. Which programs did you do 10
okay.
years ago? And then what programs are you doing now? Like, so give us the whole route of which programs you've been on.
So I started when I was single. I've done Dorothy Stoll.
Yeah.
You know the program. So yeah.
The one that you had in Las Vegas?
I went to the one in Vegas 2 years. I went to the one in Palm Springs for 2 years.
Okay.
And I went to Newport Beach. I think that was one of the first ones.
Okay.
And so I started like that. And then when I got married, I kind of spoke to Dorothy and I went again. I would work and like that, me and my family would be able to join. Me and my wife and the next year when my daughter was born.
Got it.
So, yeah.
Okay, so you went to that, and then from there, where'd you go after that? So where did you attend after?
So from there, I started to look into programs, and everything was very the pricing was very, very high, so I couldn't really afford going to many of these programs.
Mm-hmm.
But then starting like say 4 or 5 years ago, my wife, she was like telling me like we gotta go to a program where it's just Pesach in LA is just not working out. It wasn't. It was not working out. My family was taking off. We were alone, some of the years. So we decided we would start, and we found Passover listings, and from there I started to do my research, and I found VIP destinations in Doral, Miami.
VIP. Yeah, Ram.
Yeah, Rams. Rams. It was VIP at a point, right?
Or, VIP Ram.
Yeah, VIP
it was
Ram. So we went there as the first year where paying customers, and since then we didn't look back. It's so different than staying at home for Pesach.
Right.
The food is top-notch food.
Yep.
When we went there, programming was great. We had Mordechai Shapiro coming one night.
Wow.
We had acrobats one night. Really, all around, an amazing experience.
I've heard things about Ram. I mean, now it's called Ram.
Yeah. It was in a very beautiful place also in Miami, Doral.
Yep.
That was actually the first year that I actually went to Florida as well. So
it
was nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So you got from Doral. Yes. That's right.
And then I wanted to, maybe switch it up, have a program by the beach maybe, and then that's when I found Diamond Club.
Yep.
I found Diamond Club and Royal.
Right.
So I found on Passover listings. thank God. I mean, you guys helped me a lot. You know.
That's our goal. I mean, that's our number one goal,
Yeah,
to
it
help
was.
people
It
program.
was fantastic because I was gonna go to another program, which I asked the question, how is the program online?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say any names or anything, but a lot of people started to come out and tell me how this program you don't want to go to. It doesn't have kids programming, and it would be an all around disaster. And I was very close to going,
Mm-hmm.
and then I decided. I heard everybody talk and everybody say their opinions, and I decided it's not for me to
Right.
go. And then I then I asked questions about Diamond Club and Royal,
Yep.
and I ended up picking Diamond Club. It was by the beach. The pictures were fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
I asked many people online, and everybody told me Diamond Club is a fantastic program to go to.
Yeah.
You got to try it.
Yeah. 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 Yep.
And
I mean, they run a really, really good program. I mean,
it's amazing, and
so what?
I
Go away.
yeah,
Let's kind of so you get the gist. Where you've been. This is great. So you've kind of like seen. You've been to a lot of programs. You've been around the block. You know what to expect. This is
yes,
great. People kind of joining right now to kind of get back. You know, you know, two questions. Let's go with the first one. When you look for a program, what do you look for in a program for yourself? Like, what are kind of like your must-haves and then your nice-to-haves? Like, what are your requirements?
okay. So requirements are kids programming.
Okay.
If you have young kids, you got to have a kids program.
Right.
You work.
Is there specifics about the kids program that you look for? Like, do you look for a kids program that has kids program in all different ages, for example? Do you look for a kids program that has a legitimate like person running it, for example? Like, what do you look for in the kids program?
So I look for different age groups because my daughter's 10 and my son is 6.
Right.
So when we started to go to the programs, for example, Rams,
Right.
I wanted to make sure that there were specific needs taken care of for each of my kids.
Right.
Right. So going further into that is the trips that they take the kids on. All I want is for the kids to enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
have a great time, and for the adults to enjoy as well.
Yeah.
Like this, I could go out with my wife to, walk around, Mexico, for example, or Florida and check out the nice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going out.
Yeah.
So that was very, very important to me.
Kids program number one.
Number one, kids program.
What other things do you look for?
Number two, the food.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Food
gotta
good. Some good steak. Good
I'll be very honest. I gained 7 pounds last year on Pesach.
Oh my God.
It's cheesecake every day, ribs, barbecue, and nonstop food.
Right.
Right. So it's like, and you want to taste everything, but you gotta, you gotta,
Yeah. And now you're a personal trainer, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Now I'm going on my kind of like,
journey.
My diet to basically for Pesach because I don't want to, you know what I mean?
Listen, I can't. Sometimes I hear, people go away and they come back and they're like, oh my God, I gained some, but you're right. You got to like figure out what you want to try and don't go too heavy.
Exactly. And there's so much food. So,
you're never going to be hungry. I'll tell you that much.
Exactly.
Okay. So you definitely have your requirements. You got the food, you got the kids camp. That makes sense. So let's take a step back also for people who are looking, right? I always ask this question to people, someone who's been, around the block and been to a lot of programs.
Yeah.
I always tell people, you got to do your own research. It's actually why we create this. Like, how do you look for a program, right? How are you kind of like, there's 120 Pesach programs out there.
100%, yeah.
Going to, maybe you don't. But what advice can you give someone who's like, right now there's thousands upon thousands of people still looking to go away for Pesach?
Yep.
A lot of people.
I get asked a lot on my.
And I'm sure you get asked a lot too, as someone who's very avid on a lot of our Facebook groups like Passover program reviews. But what advice would you give to someone who is looking to go away and doesn't know where to go and where to start and what to do, right? Never been. What advice would you give for them? So
first off, I want to basically tell you guys there's a if you have you need a budget, all right? Right.
Right.
So if you if you're looking to spend, it depends what you're looking to spend.
Okay.
You know, if you're looking to spend less money, then maybe look for like maybe a European program. You know, there many of those are a lot cheaper than the programs. For example, Royal Diamond Club. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're looking to, and I'm not saying those are bad programs at all. You know, it's just for the money that you're spending, you get, you know what I mean, what you pay for. The food is still going to be good in programs. You might not have full on kids programming, which that's why I look for, you know, the programs that have kids programs and have, you know, really exceptional food out there, because my kids and my wife, you know, I want them to enjoy. I want to sit down at a great ballroom, eat a nice kiddish, you know, have a nice kiddish Friday night,
Yeah.
yum tyvin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's number one. Once
Right.
you have your budget, you go from there. So, for example, if you're willing to spend, you know, you have a big high budget,
Yeah.
you look for the programs that have all the bells and whistles.
Right.
You know,
Right. Okay. So budget's key. I think you're right. I mean, obviously,
100%.
you got
Yeah.
to start with the budget. But you know what? I'll tell you something. A lot of people don't know their budget, don't know what they want to spend. Should I spend this? Should I spend that? Right. So let's keep
True.
budget aside for a minute. You know, a lot of people that come through Passover listings are like, I don't know how much these things cost, and I don't know what to expect. And so where would you start, right? If budget, you know, was still an open-ended thing, right?
So,
Like how would
so when I didn't know like how much I wanted to spend or anything, that's when I started to look into Passover listings, you know, you guys, and I started to ask around, right?
right,
Now, not all the time, like, will I receive a message
right,
right away, you know? But when I found out, you know, how much these programs are, how much, you know, then I would start calling the programs as well. And
right,
it's not a big deal. I literally, like, for example, I'll tell you, I had very, very good experience with the program that I'm on right now, Diamond Club.
yep.
I called
And
up.
you've been back. You've been there how many years? I mean,
Oh,
you've
I've
been there
been there already 2 years.
2 years, and then you're going to them now
I'm
to
going back with them in Colombia this year.
Columbia. Right,
Yeah.
right,
And another thing, by the way, one thing I love is I love to tour the
yeah,
world and travel.
right,
And now that I was able to tour Cancun, now Colombia, Mercy Shem, it's, you
right,
know,
yeah,
dream come true.
absolutely.
But
But
basically,
going back to the
yeah,
question, I think you're absolutely right. I always tell people the one thing is, you know, to find programs out there, because there's 120 over 120
exactly.
pay stop programs this year, and they're all around the world. And you don't know if one program has been around for 20 years and another program's been around for a year, and you don't know what to spend $20,000 or $5,000, right? So I always tell you, start with location. That's my opinion, right? You start with where do you want to go? Figure out where you want to go to a warm destination. Do you want to go to a cold
Exactly.
destination? Do you want to go to Europe,
Europe,
Mexico?
Mexico, South America, Central America.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If you want to go to a beautiful, hot place, Florida's, you know what I mean? It's beautiful.
For hot,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, there's only a handful of warm places, you know, in April.
exactly.
That's number one. I always tell people. And the second thing is then from there, you literally narrow your bucket, you know, by probably 80%, maybe even more, 90%, right? And then you can really dive into the details, right? Like you mentioned, how is the kids camp? What's more important to you? I think you honed in on it. Everyone has different requirements.
Exactly.
Oh, I want a program that is I want a private
Exactly.
Seder.
Exactly. Some people want 24-hour tea rooms.
Yeah, I want it.
You know, and there's not in most programs there's not 24-hour tea rooms. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's what people look for.
I want to be able. It gets even that crazy specific. You know, I want someone who serves veal and lamb chops.
Exactly. And I want doubles and triples.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, right. I want a crowd that's more modern. I want a crowd that's more yeshivas. Right. It's all about where you want this, and that's what I'm saying. There's so many different types and styles and programs. But the best part about it, I don't know about for you, and this is my next question. I'll tell you. For me, going away has always been for Pesach, at least the vacation. You know, it's always been the memories that I've always had.
Yes.
You know, when I was away last year, for example, I went to Florida with Lasco Getaways. Wonderful program. I had a water park and everything for the kids. It was bliss because, you know, of the kids program, number one, you can literally, you know, throw your kids into camp and trust that they're going to do a fun job. They're going to have fun.
100%.
And then you and your family can just go and just enjoy a little bit. And
then your mind is at ease. You're calm, you know, you get to go out with your wife or chill with the adults, right, and knowing that your kids are having a blast.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. really having those memories. I'm sure when you've been going away for so many years, you probably met people year after year that you kind of continue those relationships and those friendships with as well, which is, by
Oh,
the way,
it's
amazing.
fantastic. I mean, me and my wife, we met people that we in LA that we go out with,
Right.
on like, dinner dates or something like that, double dates. And we know people, my wife knows people that she keeps in touch with until now. It's incredible.
It's amazing.
It's These are memories, and just so that, you see what kind of memories, I'll show you right over here.
Okay.
1 second.
Little tour over here. Yeah, show us. Oh, wow.
All those pictures on the wall?
Yeah.
Those are 98% of them are from Mexico and Florida's Pesach programs.
Wow.
You see the dolphins over there, the pool in
That's
Mexico.
awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
And
great.
So I do the photography over there because I want to like have memories to last a lifetime for my kids to, you know what I mean, to discuss these things all year round and with their kids one day. And that's also one of the main reasons why I go to Pesach programs, for the experience of a lifetime and memories.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I was talking to someone earlier today, another Pesach traveler, and he going away on Pesach program for a lot, I think, last, actually probably 20, 30 years as well.
Wow.
I said ever since 5-year-old. And he says he remembers, as a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, all the wonderful memories that he has, right? And those are not, those are really important for like the children, right? To really, in my mind at least, I would love, my children to remember the wonderful memories that they had on these programs and things like that.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah. So I think it's great. I think it's so much fun. But for those who are looking, there's really programs. I think Ellie mentioned this as well. There's really programs for everybody. Again, you want to go to a more affordable program, you go to Europe. There's programs in the tri-state area that are a lot more affordable, even the Midwest as well.
True.
So
and again, people look forward, for Pesach. Also, another big reason why people want to get out, obviously, if you don't have, you have an open-end budget, is because people don't want to, go through the whole hassle of staying at home, cleaning, and going through and cooking. It's like you want your wife to enjoy as well. You want yourself, your kids.
Well, I totally agree. Cooking and cleaning it's a lot. It's a lot, right? And when you really come down and think about it, I always ask people that have stay home, how much do you actually spend at home, right? Like getting all the food and cleaning and all that stuff, right? So monetarily and effort-wise.
Exactly. You look
is the juice worth the squeeze, essentially? Are we talking similarity in price, or are we talking maybe, and you can argue both ways depending on what you're doing. So I think there's some.
And that's something I look for as well, is how much I'm going to be spending over here with enjoyment as well. Those two aspects, if you combine, see if it's worth it for you to go to a program upper scale or lower end,
Right. And Diamond Club's going to be beautiful in Colombia. Did you know how big the Diamond Club property is?
I heard it's massive this year. It's going to be
700 acres.
Wow. Yeah, it's a massive golf course. It's private beach.
Yeah. 700 acres, I heard. Unbelievable. Wow. I think there's obviously there's a lot to do. I think they're the only one that has a golf course on the beach, like looking out to the beach as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's going to be on the ocean and looking out on the golf course as well.
Really?
You have your own private beach, I heard, which is going to be amazing.
Really cool. You're going to have a great time. I love it. Last question for you. Let's make it fun. You've been away. What's your favorite memory? If you had to kind of put your favorite memory, what's your favorite memory out there, like that you can remember 10 years ago, whether it's the last year? Like, what do you say?
So, I would have to really say, to be honest, is when you're going to a program, like when I went to Diamond Club, for example, this past year, obviously, the less people you have in a program, the more you get spoken to by the owners and the head staff.
Yeah.
And something that makes me feel so special and so warm and caring is that the owner from Diamond Club, both years in a row, came up to me asked me if I have everything, how I'm doing. The chef told me to come in the back if I need anything, and it's just to
Yeah.
me, it's
That's
you have
customer service.
you have family out of where you live. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So
So you felt appreciated. You felt like
I appreciate it. Obviously, the food is great, and all those, um,
yeah,
all the like the basically the gashmis over
yeah,
there. Everything is amazing and
yeah,
all. But
yeah,
then you got like the warmth
yeah.
and the family kind of how do I say it? The family vibes
Right,
and everything, and the atmosphere, and that's just what
right.
is amazing. Yeah,
Amazing, amazing. I love it. Well, Elliot, thank you
yeah, no
so much for joining.
problem.
The great advice you gave. Look,
Yeah.
from what to look
I
out
hope it
for in
helps,
terms
you know. Um, and I just think that also one more thing,
Go ahead.
if you want to, look into Pesach programs and do the research, the best thing is to ask questions on Passover listings, Instagram and Facebook. And then if you find a program that you're interested in, go ahead and give a call to the program operator, and
I
they will help you tremendous.
absolutely fully agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do your own research. Always ask people.
exactly.
I always say ask people who've actually attended the programs, not people that just like
Exactly. Yeah.
always make sure you go ask people who actually. Man, that's why that's why there's a lot of Facebook groups out there. Passover program reviews is one good one out there that has a ton. There's 10,000 people, literally like a group of people that just want to truly help other fellow Jews find a
Yeah,
program for them. So which is
and when I get asked questions online, because I get like on WhatsApp, from the Passover listings WhatsApp group, I get people asking me where I'm going, and if I'm going to this place, they ask me, so how is Diamond Club, how is VIP, how is Rams, you know what I mean? And I get asked that, and I tell them, and I'm honest with them.
yeah.
You know what I mean? If they want to go to this program, I'll tell them. And I feel like you need that kind of research to really help you choose and to give you the best kind of experience that you're looking for from people that actually went and actually been and know how it is.
Love it, Ellie. Love it. Well, guys, if you want to go to Diamond Club with Ellie, check it out. You could always check it
Yeah.
out on
You
listening.
guys can ask me, and I
You
can,
can
tell
always
you
ask
guys whatever you guys
if you
want.
need a personal trainer.